Aries. Thanks for dropping in with me. We are here to get a look at how this significant transit, it's pretty heavy one, I have to say. We're a little familiar with this territory at this time, but still, every time it comes around, it reveals a different layer to us. And that's the transit of Pluto in Capricorn. It's going to be with us until November 19th. So we have a little ways to go with this one, this deep dive once more into the subterranean realm of Hades, and a lot of integration work to do, certainly. This is going to be for any significant Aries placement, or if you have a prominent placement in the first house. Also, if you're a Libra rising, that makes you an Aries descendant. I also got that if you have a Chiron placement in Aries, it matters at this time just because of that placement is all about the deepest wound of the self. And certainly when we're looking at Pluto in Capricorn, that is the work. So that could really line up with the messages that come through for you in terms of any kind of healing work you need to do. And of course, with you holding down court at the North Node, this message can have a lot of influence for the collective as a whole, regardless of sign. So we're just going to dive right into it, see what wants to come in for you. We're going to look first at the challenge that Pluto in Capricorn is presenting to you with a little arcane BS. Then we're going to dive into understanding what is the key you need to open up that heavy door, that initiatory gateway that leads to the start of a new chapter, that rebirth energy after what has needed to come to an end has been released. And then after that, we'll see what is the empowerment on the other side of stepping through that door of initiation. And finally, what magic is going to weave through your life as a result of really owning your power, owning your fire, and bringing it forward in the world. All right, so let's dive right into it without further delay. I do feel like the winds of change will start blowing. I think that there's already been some winds of change that have been blowing through your life. Hints of things to come. There might have been some winds that picked up for a little bit and then they subsided. I think that, you know, there's a gathering of energy that you're experiencing right now. You know, there's more winds of change to come. Okay, let's see what is coming in here. What is the challenge that Pluto in Capricorn is issuing to Aries? Ooh, the challenge is to steal someone's heart, is what I heard. To steal someone's heart. Somebody has had their heart stolen. This could be you, this could be another, but somebody's heart has been stolen here. And someone's taking it a bit hard, I have to say. They might actually be coming off as more combative, maybe because there's this recognition of the vulnerability of like, oh, got me, you got me, okay? It's got that kind of vibe, right? So I do feel like there's something here about looking at the sting of the vulnerability when you recognize how deeply you are invested, how much you really do care in a situation, how much it affects you. And I think this sort of it catches you by surprise. It disarms you, I heard. And so this might be the reason why there's some agitation, why at times there's frustration or maybe even aggression, this sort of combative nature surfacing. It might be because you're getting really close to understanding the way something has actually really got you by the heart and is trying to lead you by the heart, but it's bringing up a lot of stuff for you. Okay, let's get some more clarity about this. What is this challenge that Pluto in Capricorn is issuing to Aries? What is this challenge that Pluto in Capricorn is issuing to Aries spirit? Oh, that flipped right over. Okay, so there's also like, it looks like there's some kind of attempt to restrain desires, I have to say here, because we have this card is definitely about sex. And it's almost like feeling that you have to put this on pause or put this on hold, or maybe refrain, hold back from connecting intimately with another, because you know, once you really take it there, then they're going to have you hook, line, and sinker. That's how you feel. There's also something that's different about the intimacy in this connection. This is how it's coming through, or how you want to approach intimacy in the future as well. There's something that you're pondering here. I do see that you are considering the inception, the beginning of a fresh start. And there's also, you know, wondering how is the best way to move forward with something. And there may be a lot of desire in a situation, but there's also beyond that more of a desire to move forward in such a way that's informed by your knowledge, your wisdom of what you've experienced in the past and how you want to see transformation in a particular connection. All right. This could have something to do with 12th house energy. I am noticing that noose energy. It does remind me of the feeling of not wanting to get caught up, but also hangman energy, which brings in for me the 12th house. So I do feel like you're really looking at how something should begin. That's what I feel you're focusing on right now. And you may have been somebody that was very apt to sort of follow the passion. I mean, you are the sign that is the initiator, right? You are known to bring your fire forward first. But I think you're trying to temper something here. There's something here where you're looking beyond sort of that egoic gratification of the moment in conquesting another, I heard, okay? And the ways that maybe that did kind of hang you up in the past or leave you in a lurch. And now there's this more mindfulness around intimacy, what it means to you. I do think you're wanting to connect intimately with another, but I think you know also that it's more than just that. And so this might be why you're really considering, should I go there? There's a fear around having the heart stolen by another. There's a fear about this. It's like your survival instincts kick in here with the sharp trombone and sandwiches, all right? So, you know, there might have been a little too much meat in between that bread, if you know what I'm saying. You might have, you know, had a few different options to choose between. And you might have been in a position too at one point where you were sort of tooting your own horn and feeling like the life of the party in that respect to have these options. But now there's sort of this piece that kicks in about, you know, sometimes having the options can also be the thing that's stressing you out. I feel there's a recognition as well that sometimes the options have been there because that's more a safety zone. You know how to operate in that territory, but really having somebody seize a hold of your heart and feeling that, like the vulnerability of that, like it actually matters to me. I actually do care. That kicks off something very different in you. And I do feel like that's why you've been really slow to move something forward here. All right. You may have gotten into kind of like fast and heavy connections very quickly. You might have tried online dating at one point. You might have had long distance connections. You may not have realized the way long distance connections was a way to keep you in a safety zone, or the way that just interacting with somebody through text or through messenger online, that there was this sort of barrier there. It's not quite intimate, you know. Intimacy brings in a whole new level of experience. And so I think this is also why something is moved forward very slowly here. You know, you might have been more apt to be like the hare in the past, rushing ahead. Now you're really slowing things down. And there might have been something you slowed down with somebody from turtle clan on the medicine wheel, which would be one of the earth sign energies, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You might have slowed something down. Maybe you realized that something was becoming a little too inflammatory, or the situation was becoming too heated, or there was some kind of complication or some kind of mess that got created online, just trying to bring something into being. This could have been a third party dynamic at one point. At one point, that might have been a party. Now it's sort of like party's over. I have to really consider what plan do I want to hatch here. I feel like that's what Pluto in Capricorn is issuing to you, 11:11 on the clock. So there's something about really considering your manifestations, what you're wanting to come into alignment with, especially around intimacy. 11:22 on the clock. Okay, there's a lot of commingling going on in your energy, I have to say, Aries. All right, let me do a cut of the deck here. You might have been doing a dance with a particular devil too, you know. You might have needed to best a particular devil in order to feel a sense of empowerment in a situation where you one time felt extremely disempowered. Right, let's see. Ooh, I mean, somebody here succumbed to temptation and they went for the parasitic fruit. And they realized that, yeah, it's sweet in the moment, but it comes with a lot of strings attached there. So I feel this is what you're sorting through now. There's a particular problem here. There's something that's been blocking your channels of manifestation, blocking your channels of abundance. And it's because you've sort of been taken over by other people's energy that's tapped into you. And so there's something here you need to pull out at the root. You see, that's like a birth canal that's coming out of that navel there. So that's like a blockage to your creative power. It's a blockage to your ability to open up new chapters in your life. And there's something here that needs to be pulled up out of the root. It's like there's something that was more than you bargained for. In some cases, some of you may have found that something that was just supposed to be a little deliciousness, a little dive into hedonism, turned out to come with a lot of responsibility attached. Some of you may have learned that you had a baby on the way. Maybe that's not something you were prepared for. Maybe that's something that you're concerned about now. I also feel like you may have been wondering, how come I feel like my creative energy's been sort of like dried up, or I don't feel the inspiration that I used to feel, or why is it so hard for me to get things moving, you know, to see a certain progress in my life, or to see a certain abundance take root, or a vision, a dream I have actually get some wings and go someplace. I feel it's because, you know, again, it's like the road is blocked. The road within you is blocked. Like you're not able to tap into that creative energy. You're not able to tap into your own energy at all because you got too much other outside energy that's like feeding off of you, that's corded into you, it's draining you. And it's related to some kind of temptation. It was fun in the moment, but it ended up being a lot more than you bargained for. Once you pull this matter out by the root, which is a bit of an inner riddle that Pluto in Capricorn is presenting to you, then you will be able to get free of this. Now, in some cases, if you know those of the witchy persuasion, or those who are root workers, somebody may have laid roots on you, all right? And maybe sort of tempting you, or maybe that's how they find it in with you, is through intimacy. And you might have just intuitively felt like, I need to hold back because I don't want this person to have access to my energy as well. But there's something that you have to resolve here before you're going to free up that creative energy and be able to move forward, have the new beginning you're wanting to see in your life, get to that rebirth on the other side of what is coming to a close. And what's coming to a close is, you know, this authority, you know, having too much influence over your life. Got Aunt Brenda here, somebody who's trying to school you and has had you caught up in the crossroads by the crosshairs for too long. And there's something about needing to transform what once you relied on as a source of nurturing, and recognizing the way that that keeps you in sort of a compromised state here. There's somebody here too who they act on your behalf, or they speak for you, or they are busy sort of like schooling other people about you, about your life. This is like a busybody energy. It could be a family member. This person acts like they're helping you, or they're helping you transform a situation. They have some kind of supportive influence here as far as what they're teaching you, how they're guiding you. This is somebody you're turning to, like you're sharing what you're going through with somebody, and they're acting like they're giving you some kind of education, or they're waking you up to something that you should be aware of. But this person's actually controlling you. If you notice there, that figure is being held firmly in old Aunt Brenda's grasp. I think auntie too. So again, could the control have come through somebody doing root work? It could have in some cases. I'm bringing it in. It's broad coven. We talk about all of it. We talk about all of it here, right? All right, all the spicy cards wanted to come out for you. 1711 on the clock, all right? Yes, it's possible that somebody was doing some working to try to bring you into alignment with them. So if you felt a little, sus about that, be mindful of that, all right? It could be there's a few Aries out there that are getting their fingers burned a little bit. They're learning the cost of, doing workings to kind of draw another to them, more than you bargained for. That's coming in for some of you. Not all of you, but there are some. There are some stragglers. There are some stragglers that might have old stuff still connected to something you did a while ago. I have to say, even if you did change your ways and you recognize that and that's not all it's cracked up to be, you might still be kind of clearing out some old spiritual work energy too, okay? Yeah, something around a wish fulfillment here that wasn't all it's cracked up to be, with that 9 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. This is definitely more than you bargained for. Yeah, not quite, that opportunity, that, manifestation you wanted to see come about. This is something that was more desire that came from your lower nature, but necessary all the same. Sometimes that's necessary. It's necessary to get the Grimm's fairy tale ending sometimes, I have to say, to sort of snap you out of it. And yeah, it might have been a disappointment, but this is necessary. This is necessary for you to be wise in the ways of the heart. There's something that you mistook for love. There's something that you mistook for love, but it was actually more a way you manipulated yourself into staying in your safety zone. And then it got you caught up. And with that, our spider's back. Little eensy beensy baby spider crawled up the water spout. You could have been dealing with a water sign energy in regard to this. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay? But see, on the other side of that, what do we have? The key that opens up the door, the Ace of Hearts here. This is some kind of news coming in. This is an expression of love. This is something that finds the key to your heart, that opens your heart. But it's on the other side of sort of getting caught up by the trickster. And that trickster is you. You played a joke on yourself. You led yourself astray. You went for something you convinced yourself was love, but was actually that which led you to your demise, so you could understand the way that you like to stay in a particular comfort zone that actually prevents you from finding the true kind of fulfillment you want to experience here. Interesting. Okay, this is like the baseline energy. I know that there's some kind of important news, emotional expression, declaration of love, new beginning in love that is desired and is possible on the other side of the clearance of this kind of heavy storyline from the past. Let's see what this is about. What is the key that Aries needs in order to open up this heavy door presented by Pluto in Capricorn, this initiatory gateway that will be coming in here? Oh, okay. The key that you need is to release this sense of lacking. You don't lack at all. You don't lack at all. You don't need to feel left out. There's this feeling of being left out or not a part of. And actually, it's funny because you're the one who's keeping yourself shut out. You're the one. You're doing it to yourself. You don't realize where the imbalance is coming from. It's coming from you. It's coming from you. You're quite literally cock blocking yourself. 22 on the clock. There is some alignment that wants to come in here for you. So this is interesting because your key doesn't come from anything outside of you. It's not about something tangible showing up in your material reality. Clearly, you don't lack anything right now. You may tell yourself you lack 22 on the clock, but you do not. You have everything you need right now. You are blocking yourself. There's some kind of alignment with the theory of 11 that wants to come in here for you, but you will not be able to come into that alignment until you recognize that you are the one that's locking yourself out of that kingdom you want to see sprawl out before you. Because the keys to the kingdom are inside of you. You hold the keys. Nothing else outside of you holds the keys. You have to confront the trickster within you that keeps, hatching these clever schemes. You think they're clever, well, the trickster usually is. The trickster is very clever. I was dropping in outside before I tapped into your energy, Aries, and the winds from the south were coming, and that's the spirit keeper Shanodesi, which is that trickster medicine. It's the coyote medicine. And I love the whole like wily coyote, super genius, and the road runner. And we know, that wily coyote, it likes to, make you believe you're a super genius. You got the master plan. But you notice the wily coyote kept, sort of like playing tricks on himself, never could catch that road runner. And never really was meant to. It was more like the chase was there to teach you something. There's something about that there for you. There's something about the chase. Your key is in understanding what you get out of the chase and not necessarily the acquisition of your desire. It does cultivate something in you. And once you understand that and you unlock that, it opens that gateway of initiation for you. The road opens. You come into alignment with your true path heart. You also come into alignment with somebody that there's a lot of passion there with. This is definitely about more than just sex, but that's part of it too. It's about connecting in a way intimately that might actually scare the shit out of you. And that's how it's coming through. 24:44 on the clock when I went into that, right? This is a new kind of vision of love for you. You're not familiar with it. And because you're not familiar with it, you feel very out of control. And because you feel very out of control, you don't know how to handle it. And that's what terrifies you about it. So you go and you chase. You chase. It's safer for you to chase. So how it's coming through, I just have to bring it in as it's coming in, okay? Just have to bring it in as it's coming in, That's the way the message wants to be delivered. Cut of the deck here. Let's see what we got. Oh, and look at that. And there's the new beginning. Do you see? There's the manifestation of what you're truly desiring that will bring you fulfillment on the other side. Transforming that wand energy, or in this case, that club energy. It's like there's something also I think you're understanding as you've restrained perhaps the impulse to just like follow through and, you know, get it on, get it in, right? Sort of holding back on that sexual energy, or maybe even going through a dry spell. What it's taught you a little bit about this. So there's still a key in your past through reflection on what happened before that helps you really get in touch with this and understand how the chase has been serving you. Because once you figure that out, that's when, you know, you sort of strike gold here with this Joker energy. All right. You strike gold there. And this can also certainly apply. I mean, when we think of bringing things into being, all of nature, everything in material reality is sexual. It's the Hermetic principle that operates through all of manifestation, bringing anything through the creative power into the material world. Okay, so this also could be like chasing a dream, you know. There's something about chasing a dream as well that is more it's more the safety zone for you, or it works for you in some way, or provides you some excuse rather than actually seeing the dream manifest. And it's like once you get the way it's serving for you, you will understand sort of the remedy for that situation. You'll understand the cure for maybe a way that you have kind of like vexed yourself. You could have crossed yourself, you know, you played some tricks on yourself so you could put yourself in a conundrum. And it's what you learn sort of retracing those steps that you figure your way out of a pickle. Okay, you get to the other side, and then you actually have the dream manifest like that. You have the alignment come in just like that. In a blink of an eye, you're suddenly looking eye to eye with the other that is your true reflection. And something's stolen your heart here, though. And it's got you burning. It's got you burning bad. And it's this that keeps you in that place of frustration and aggression. And it's something about this. Your key is in the chase, okay? But there's a lot of promise on the other side of that. Interesting. Okay, so next we're going to look at what is the empowerment that comes through you actually taking the initiative and stepping through that gateway of initiation. I'm using the Oracle cards here, already thoroughly shuffled. Already thoroughly shuffled. I don't even know if shuffled's a wool. Wool? What the heck? Wool. Somebody's got sensuality on the brain. Okay, wool is kind of an old school term for, you know, getting some. Okay, so somebody's really got that on the brain. Shuffled. I'm gonna have to look up shuffled and see if shuffled is a word. I don't know what shuffled would mean, but I thoroughly shuffled. Somebody may be tripping over their words because they feel a lot of attraction. They feel a lot of desire. Okay, this deck is a combo of the Sacred Rebels Oracle and the Halloween Oracle. So I already thoroughly shuffled this deck. We're going to look on the baseline energy. Look at that. Heaven sent. Okay. So there's some alignment coming in here. There's healing here. There is the spark of something actually coming into creation. It's a vision of yours. You've been waiting to see it actually manifest in material reality. This is the empowerment. Once you get this key, like I said, you know, there is the vision showing up in material reality. It's going to feel heaven sent. It may make you a believer too, I have to say, if you feel like your faith has been rocked a bit, or maybe you're somebody that's always just kind of, you know, not really had any connection to a particular spiritual path or spiritual belief, anything like that. It might make you a believer, I have to say, if this has been said. Oh, it was funny. Okay, let's see what's coming in here. What is the empowerment on the other side? I do feel like somebody's tripping over their words. So there is something about the expression, right? The expression of love. Oh, yes. It's hard for somebody to come from this place of authenticity, really like taking off sort of like the disguise, disguising their feelings, disguising their desires, you know, disguising their intentions, all of this. Like maybe this is something that's been really cloaked, and this has been done as a way to be self-protective. But I feel like these defenses are falling away. You're being asked to shed this so that light can come through. Your empowerment is in your ability to be totally transparent. And it's by doing this that you shed a lot of regret. You don't have to be haunted by regret for the things you should have said or the actions you wish you would have taken. So this is the empowerment that comes through. I feel like you give up the ghost. You challenge your regret. You challenge your regret by doing that thing that you wish you would have, could have, should have done. And you recognize, I still can do it now. And so you do. And this is what transforms everything with the owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Very, very potent there. You recognize some way that you deceived yourself. And in getting beyond the self-deception, then you're finally able to move into the expansion that you desire, right? And it's like you're leaving your regrets in the past. And look at this, coming into alignment with conscious connections. So what you want wants you too. There's this beautiful coming together here, but first it's sort of like you're discovering that unifying point within yourself. Very interesting. Anything else here for Aries about the empowerment on the other side? Anything else here for Aries about the empowerment on the other side? Anything else here for Aries? Okay. These are all crossing energies, and they fell over the pile that is about your key. So I think this is just sort of some support about how you can access that key to understand how does the chase serve you. There's something about recognizing the ways that you aren't quite like everybody else, and instead of being resistant about that or feeling like that's an aspect of yourself that you need to hide or you can't let other people see, because if they see this side of you, then they're going to think this about you, or it's going to negatively impact you in this way. This could be something that's been really conditioned in you, and you've just sort of taken it on as a truth. But in some way, you don't really feel like you're like everybody else. You feel like you got a different flow, you have a different philosophy, you feel differently about things. It's like you're in this world, but you're not of this world. And you may go against the stream, you know, you may go against the current. But this is what you kind of do to get yourself to the position where you kind of test yourself in a way. It's like, how can I put this through? I think this is part of your key. You will put yourself in a situation where you are repeatedly challenged on your way to get there. And it's sort of to test, like, are you really invested in it? Maybe because you do tend to be sort of like fly by the seat of your pants, and then you get yourself in these sort of impulsive, messy situations. So rather than just really trusting your emotions, it's almost like there's this this ethic that's been sort of drilled into you that nothing worthwhile comes easy, or you have to work really hard for everything you got. It's sort of a belief system that you've taken on. So in other words, if something's just like really natural and it flows and it feels right and it's matching up, or somebody is really meeting you in a place that you want to be met, you automatically question it. Like, there's something suspicious here. This is too easy. Nobody's this good. You know, nothing in life comes this easy. No, it's, you know, you got to work really hard to get somewhere. In some way, this is actually really working against you. It doesn't need to be a struggle, because you see, to have that perception, it may go against your usual stream of consciousness to think, no, actually, it can be easy. Actually, this person really is who they say they are. Like, the love is really true. This person really does care about me. I don't need to repeatedly test them. I don't need to repeatedly question their presence in my life, right? There's something about this. It's like easier to chase, right? It's easier to think it's always out of grasp, because if you really acknowledge, no, this is really what it says it is. There's no false misrepresentation here. Oh man, it just got real all of a sudden, okay? And there's something that recognizing that, no, it doesn't have to be hard. It actually can be really easy. It doesn't have to be a struggle. Even letting go of things, it doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy. There doesn't have to be animosity. There doesn't have to be challenge. To have growth that you want to see, it's easier than you think, but it embraces you embracing the way you are not like others, and that you're of this world. Yes, you're in it, but you're not of it. You're in touch with something. You're in touch with something more. That's the only way I know how to put it, because that something more means a little something different for each of you. And I am like, there's a struggling with coming up with the words. I'm noticing that in your download. So there's something here about trying to find the words maybe to express how you feel about something, or trying to find the words to state your intentions, or trying to find the words of affirmation within yourself too. I feel like that's coming in as well. But once you come across it, you're not struggling to move against mainstream or run against the typical flow of traffic, the way everybody else may be moving. You can diverge. You can go on a different path. You can take a different route, and it can still get you where you need to go. And maybe that's part of your process, okay? I do feel like you are coming into alignment with yourself. There's a lot of self-reflection here, and you are seeing the true you, and it's beautiful, okay? And yeah, I think it's been a bumpy ride, because I do think you've been bumping up against a lot of, you know, stuff from your childhood. And there's been a need to, you know, really trust the process as you've been taking steps to move forward here. But I do feel like your faith is going to be rewarded, and there is a change that's coming here, okay? Let's do a cut of the deck. And then we're going to look at the magic on the other side of your empowerment. Look at this. Look at the owl energy coming through again. There's your vehicle forward, your vehicle of transformation, the Merkaba. And we do see the owl here coming in again. You're getting to the other side of the storm. There is a moving forward here into your time in the sun again. So this is also about feeling like back in your element. This is about getting into that place of understanding who you are beyond the lies that were projected upon you. the distortions you took on that weren't accurate reflections of who you are. But I do see you tangibly moving forward. So where you've been stuck, there's transformation happening here. You are moving forward. And there's something that's being illuminated here for you that will come in with the Hunter's Moon on the 17th of October in the opposite sign from you, which is Libra. This could be coming in quite strongly for Libra risings, but this is the illumination point. And I love how we have the solar lunar energies there coming in. So there is a balancing too between those polarities, between the active, the receptive, between the masculine and the feminine. So there's a lot of relationship healing happening here that's from rising up out of the past, allowing the past and those things that have come to an end to illuminate something for you. And some of you may have been dealing with a Scorpio, okay? But at this point, it's really about having trust in your future. It's veiled from you right now for a reason, and that's because if you knew how it was all going to turn out, it would spoil the surprise. That's what I just heard. It would spoil the surprise, but also it would dissipate the magic of the moment that comes through the journey. You know, it sounds hokey, but it's true. And it was 41:44 on the clock. Yes, the change is arrived at through appreciating the journey, the steps along the way. There's so much potency there, okay? I see you going forward here. This is your energy coming out real strong with the Fool. And there's something you're leaving behind here, okay? You did have sort of that, remember the 3 sandwiches we opened up with. Well, it looks like a couple of those snacks are being left aside here. There is this desire for you to move forward toward perhaps some kind of forgiveness, some type of healing in a situation. I do see you wanting to move forward in a way that endures with that white tiger medicine there. And you are preparing to take a risk. And I feel the risk is in letting go, and the risk is in allowing your heart to be in that place of feeling how much something is important to you or how much something has captured your heart. It's like it awakens a bravery within you that wasn't there before. But this is the new chapter opening, okay? This is the road opening for you with the Fool. There is definitely a direction you want to head in here. And I see you going for it, all right? That's a beautiful way to start out your energy very strongly there. So you're weaving your own magic in your life, okay? So first you're healing yourself, and that makes sense with Chiron in Aries and that energy coming in so strongly for you. This is you healing yourself. I feel like you've gone on quite a journey in regard to that. It's been an inner journey. Maybe you feel like you've covered a lot of ground that other people haven't seen. I just heard that's not true. There are people who have witnessed it in you. They've seen a transformation in you, even though you might not be completely aware of it in yourself yet, okay? So let's see, what is this magic that comes in on the other side of Aries empowerment? What is this magic that weaves its way through Aries life on the other side of this empowerment? What is this magic that weaves its way into Aries life on the other side of them stepping into their power? Bottom of the deck energy, 6 of Pentacles. This is interesting. Look at this. There's the 3 energy again. So there's something here where you're balancing something out, because this is 6 of Pentacles. It's like it's reiterating that message. You're leaving 2 behind so you can come together with 1. I see that. I didn't notice that on this card before. Do you see 2 of the bears are, heading this way, right? And only this little bear here is actually heading toward the fish. What you have to feed this little bear. This is giving me sort of like the message of, and when I look at this bear energy as well, it does evoke for me the sign of Virgo. Virgo is bear, is represented by bear on the medicine wheel and for the birth totem. And so there might be something here about your priority is to focus on one in particular. This may even be one that you feel is a little set apart from the crowd too, because I think of Virgo and I automatically think of the Hermit as well, which makes me sort of call to mind somebody who goes their own way, does their own thing, follows their own directive. So there might be something you're recognizing in a character like this. But I do feel like you've decided which path you want to nurture here. And it's sort of echoing that message that came in with the Fool as well, right? Where there's still a couple who are watching this as, you know, you're coming into alignment with your true path. And maybe there's something here that was underestimated, because we see this bear as smaller too. All right. So there could be an influence here that was underestimated, or maybe nobody saw this coming. Maybe you didn't even see this coming. It takes you by surprise. Okay. There's something that's being balanced out here. I feel like you're making something right too. You're making something right with maybe somebody that you're starting to see something needs to be balanced out with this person here. I got lost there for a while, and I do need to consider what needs to be balanced out with this one here. It's like almost like you didn't have your attention focused on this particular person in this situation. That's how it's coming through. There's something you're balancing out here. You may not realize the gift that comes with balancing that out. You may not recognize how essential that is. It takes on a greater sense of importance once you become aware of the need to balance something out with this individual. Okay, let's see. What is this magic that weaves into Aries life as a result? Sire of Pentacles. Okay, and this came up with this. Page of Cups. So yes, this is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have Page of Cups here. So Page of Cups energy is Pisces energy. There's some type of communication. This might be who you need to balance things out with. And there's the Six of Pentacles right behind that. Okay. Or there could be somebody here that needs to balance things out with you. And it's important that things are balanced out. You may have underestimated how much another needs some kind of healing or nurturing in a situation where maybe they feel like they've been sort of pushed aside or isolated in some respect. It could be a strong earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? And with that Page of Cups there, it makes me think of Pisces, so the 12th house. This could be some karma that does need to be settled. It's important, and you don't recognize the grace that will come through that, I have to say, with that Heron medicine there. There's a grace that comes through healing this. There's a gift that comes through it as well. Again, it's some influence that was underestimated. We see it echoed here. It was seen as maybe inconsequential or a lesser matter than what was captivating your attention, but there is something that needs to be balanced out and recognized here. It keeps coming through like this. Okay, any more details about the magic that is going to weave into Aries life as a result? I mean, it might be just pure magic in balancing this out. You might not know what's on the other side of that, the way grace comes through, the way grace brings some kind of blessing into your life. There's some kind of news that comes in here, some kind of emotional expression. It might take you by surprise. The power of balancing something out with someone. It might surprise you. The magic that weaves into your life. Ooh, it turns something around. I see. Oh, yes. It's almost like there's a spanner in the works here until something is addressed, I have to say. Because what we got here is we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So you've been dealing with being on the lower rung of, the spiral. And there's been blockages here to moving something forward. You've been wondering why things have been so stuck. Why have things been moving forward? Why are there blockages here? And we see here with the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? This does have something to do with moving forward very like passionately. What the heck? Passionately. Okay, not passionately, maybe aggressive, okay? Because I was going to say passionately, but passionately. It wasn't about passion in a particular direction you headed in. You headed in a particular direction with a lot of aggression. You might have fired off a I see. You might have fired off a communication without thinking about it. You may have spoken something in anger. There may have been something you got really heated about. You may not realize the chain reaction that kicked off there. And since then, it created a lot of blockages. Fixed line energies could be involved in this situation. We have Taurus there with that earth sign energy that came in. This could also involve a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Leo, okay? This could be the source of blockage, right? You may be feeling this frustration because of a way you moved forward in the past, maybe passionately, but it then turned to rage, okay? Rage because of some kind of disagreement here. Maybe somebody felt slighted in a situation. It's interesting. And with that, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, somebody felt like extremely disappointed in this situation. They didn't get what was due them. Somebody may have been creating some blockages for you, I have to say. Maybe because you moved forward really quickly with something. You had your usual sort of like MO, you know what I'm saying? Like out the gate, following your passion, your impulsiveness, your desire to take the initiative. And it might have burned real hot, but then it kind of burned out. You lost your passion for something. But then there's started to be a lot of problems as the result of these actions you took. It stirred up a lot of stuff with maybe some very intractable, stubborn characters in your life. There could have been some interference caused that was creating blockages in your life or holding you back. It's like the magic is coming here and you gaining access right now to the keys to transforming the situation. There's something you need to balance out here. There's something that needs to be balanced out here. And it's your energy, I have to say, because the Sire of Wands is coming up in reverse. This could be moving forward selfishly, or maybe, I've lost passion for that, so I'm out, and you've left others with a lot of mess to clean up. So it's sort of like, because you've left others with a lot of mess to clean up, they're putting messes on your path to hold you back too. For some of you, it's going down on on an esoteric level. You could have some people that threw some stuff in your path because they feel like you stirred up a lot of stuff and then you left them all with a mess on their hands, right? Is this true? Is this not true? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if that's true or not. I want to look into that deeper. Bottom of the deck there, we got the Sire of Swords, okay? So this is air sign energy. And it's standing on some truth there also with the Stone of Destiny. So this could have something to do as well with a karmic matter, again, that needs to be resolved here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Okay, could be strong Aquarius with that fixed sign energy in the mix there, I have to say, too, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this could be somebody you were dealing with, too, that has, you know, fire in their chart as well. Okay, the magic you're going to gain is to be able to thwart this energy that's been blocking your path. There's been active blockage. That's how it's been coming through. How does Aries come across this magic to unravel this blocking energy? What is the magic that will basically reroute this so it's no longer putting obstacles in Aries' path moving forward here? So I do see your road opening here, but I see there's a lot of active energy. I mean, I'm specifically looking at magic here, right? That's what we're looking at. What's the magic weaving through your life? You got a lot of people throwing stuff at you. They know you want to move forward in a particular way, and they're trying to block it. That's what it is. They know where you want to go. They're keeping an eye on you, especially if you used to have a couple side pieces or a couple people who think you owe them something, even though you had, you know, no desire to continue forward in a particular direction, right? We got there. Bottom of the deck here, the Lovers. Oh yeah, this is definitely something to do with a very special connection with somebody you do see eye to eye with here, right? Gemini energy could be coming in there. See, what do we got there? 9 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So I think this is about you finally, you know, choosing your path. Choosing your path is what brings the balance. You have to choose. I think you've been keeping yourself in sort of like an in-between place here. Choosing your path is sort of like, once you choose your path, whoever you're coming into alignment with here, your connection itself is amplifying enough in order to be able to thwart all of this like blockage energy that's been sent your way, I have to say. It's almost like you two are like a dynamic duo. You empower each other, right? And it does create enough momentum to completely unravel all of this fuckery that was sent your way and whip it back around from whence it came, I have to say. Let me do a cut of the deck here. You got to overcome. You got to overcome the challenges. How do you overcome it? You have to trust your gut, man. You got to trust what you know is true. You have to really be honest with yourself about where you've been holding yourself back because of fear, and have the courage to move through that and admit, this thing has stolen my heart. You know, stop fighting it. And once you really embrace that and you make a choice and you stop leaving things open-ended or keeping options or escape hatches, you know, in your situation, that's when you come together in such a way with another where just the connection itself opens the road. Okay, that is the magic. The magic is this connection. You generate a lot of power together. Yep. And with that, we got the Queen of Swords. Libra energy, freeing yourself from the South Node, rising on up. Could be dealing with an air sign energy here too. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Here's the truth. Here's the communication. Here's the opening of the road, the new beginning. And on the other side there, bam, Judgment, Libra again. And these three here, you know, are being left behind because you've chosen the road that's right for you. And look at the keys of the kingdom open up the door to all.